Story time. This morning I went to PDI in Chile, which is like the FBI in the United States, in order to get my visa finalized. And I'm sitting there, and my sister texts me. She goes, "What's up?" And I'm just like, I don't want to give a normal response. So I respond, "Kayla, I'm getting deported. I waited too long to get my visa and I'm getting deported." And my sister's like, "What the frick is going on?" I told her that I was in a cell with screaming people. I even called her as I was walking past a playground full of screaming children so that she would believe it more. She took the cake, all of it. I told her that I owed the Chilean government $40,000 and that they had me locked up in a jail cell. She starts crying and she's just like, "Hope, I know this is tough and I know this may seem like you're never gonna get out of this, but it's okay and I love you so much." And she's crying. She tells my other sister. So now both of my sisters think that I'm like in a cell, like getting deported and owe the government $40,000. I don't know what anybody's saying. I don't understand the Spanish they're speaking. They took my shoes. They believed it all. And then I ended it with got him.
Story time. So last Christmas we got these new neighbors. That house right over there. And I'm used to being the only house in the neighborhood that decorates. But they put out a few decorations. You know what? Hey, that's cool. It's alright. But then I started to notice that every time I put out a few more decorations, so would they. So it became the epic battle of Christmas decorations, which I won. But now it's Halloween. So I start by putting up a few lights. No big deal, you know. So they retaliate with these little skulls on sticks. You can kind of see them. Yeah, kind of dinky, right? So I retaliate with all of this. Come out the next day, lo and behold, they peppered their yard with tombstones. Oh, cute. I don't think they realize these spiderwebs are $1.84 a bag, and I am crafty as hell. I will spiderweb my whole house. Game on.
Story time. So, I went to New York my senior year of high school. It was for a choir. It was like the annual choir trip. And I'm with a bunch of my classmates, and our first day in New York, we go to Times Square. We see all these mascots. I see the characters of Frozen. I see Elsa, and she's over there like, un foto conmigo. And I'm like, okay, let's go. She puts her arm around me, and we're about to take a un photo. And all of a sudden, she wraps her arms around me and starts ripping the backpack off of my back. She's like jerking me around, like trying to take my backpack off. And all of a sudden, Anna and Olaf start hustling over to join her. So here I have Anna, Elsa, and Olaf all trying to take my stuff. I was just sitting there like, let me go. And they did not let me go. Finally, one of my classmates see what's going on, and they pull me out of that situation. And now I hate Frozen.
Story time. So I bought myself air fresheners for my car. I bought fresh linens and I bought black ice. The first one I opened was fresh linens. So, on another note, one day I get an Uber, and I'm greeted by this very nice African American gentleman. Real quick, just like to say, not a racist story. Just listen till the end. So I'm in the Uber and I notice this smell. And I look up and I notice he has black ice in his windshield. So I go, that's what black ice smells like. But he doesn't say anything. Confused by the awkward silence, I try to continue the conversation. Yeah, I just bought some for my car, but I tried fresh linens first, so I didn't know what it smelled like. And this man starts hysterically laughing. I thought you said that's what black guys smell like. After that, it was a very lovely Uber, but it was just very funny.
Is everyone familiar with these little scents and spray things? They spray a scent when you walk in front of them. Anyway, I bought a whole bunch of them a while back. I got lavender scented. I like the lavender. And then while my husband was out of town, I decided to go ahead and hang them around the house. He works on the road. What I didn't realize was that I was hanging them all about a foot above my head. One here in the bathroom above the toilet, one here in the hallway next to the dog kennel, and one in the closet. It was nice. The whole house smelled like lavender. And then my husband came home. I had forgotten about them at this point. The little psh sound had already blended into the background for me, but he noticed. He didn't mind because he said he liked the smell of lavender. And then he went to the bathroom. From what I gather, he was standing in front of the toilet, peeing like you do. And all of a sudden I hear, "Ow, what the?" He came out holding his eyes. He had peed all over the toilet. It had sprayed him in the face. Oops, sorry, I moved it. The next morning, he went to get a shirt out of the closet. I hear, "Damn it!" Got him again. Oops, moved it. Later, he was standing in front of the dog crate talking to the pups. Psst! Ah! Damn it! Got him again. It was at this point that David decided he did not like lavender anymore.
Story time. I speak Spanish and English, but my Spanish sucks. I pulled on a door that said push, got embarrassed, and then I said, "Permiso, estoy embarazada." Embarazada does not mean embarrassed. It means pregnant. They congratulated me.
Story time. I had a guy in middle school who sat behind me and liked to pull on my hair. One time I got so sick of it, I told him, I said, "If you pull my hair again, I'm gonna punch you in the throat." What does he do? Yanks on my ponytail. So my instant reaction is I turned around and I karate chopped him in the throat. He fell out of his chair because he couldn't breathe, and he looks at my teacher and goes, "Are you gonna do anything? She just hit me in the throat." Best response ever. My teacher says, "She warned you." I freaking love my teacher.
Story time. I was in my marketing class tonight, which has like 70 people in it. I was sitting in the back of the classroom playing on my phone, not paying attention. I was scrolling through Instagram. I accidentally clicked the sound on a video that was in my feed. And this is the song that played. You're such a fucking hoe. Everyone looked at me.
Story time. I was at Winco, and I gotta go to the bathroom, so I go, and I walk into the girls' bathroom, and every single girl in there snapped their head, looked at me, and was like, so I go like this, and they're like, oh, it's a girl. I'm like, okay.
Story time. So, I just got this tattoo on my arm, and I literally got it in like the sketchiest way possible. I'm in Chile, and I want a tattoo. So, I went to find a place to get a tattoo. And my host mom told me that there's a place like really close by, and they do a really good job. And they don't charge a lot. And I'm like, oh yeah, let's go. Little did I know that the tattoo shop was literally right in that garage. What? You might be thinking, oh my gosh, there's no way that she got a tattoo in a garage in Chile. Well, if you did, you thought wrong. I went and got the tattoo in a garage, and it only cost me $40. So far, so good. My arm is still attached to my body, and this thing looks fire. But that was easily like the weirdest thing I've ever done. Like, who like goes to a foreign country and gets a tattoo in some random guy's garage? No regrets.
You guys really liked the last one, so I'm gonna start doing more. Story time. When I sneeze, it's quiet, but the impact is big, so like my body like jolts like none other. I was in middle school once, okay? And I had to sneeze in the middle of a math test. So I held it in, and held it in, and held it in, until finally I let myself sneeze. I sneezed so hard, I hit my head on my desk, fell backwards out of my chair in the middle of the math test. My teacher had to leave the room. He was laughing so hard.
Hey guys, I have a story for you. So I was at home. I had just gotten up. I was eating breakfast. And all of a sudden, I hear this noise from the front door, like somebody's trying to break in. My dogs start going crazy. I was literally so freaked out, I threw my bowl of Raisin Bran across the room and ran to the pantry to hide. So then, after this had happened, and I knew that the guy had already left, I, like a normal person, picked up my Raisin Bran and started eating it again. Then, the lights go out. I freaked out again and threw my bowl of Raisin Bran across the room. I called my mom, and she was like, stop being a baby and go see who it is. So I got down on all fours and walked all the way to the door, just to find out it was the electric guy.
Story time. All right, so when I was in first grade, I would walk home from school, and one day I'm walking home. I come to this major intersection or whatever, and I push the button, wait for, it to say for me to go. Finally, it's my turn. I start going across the street, and all of a sudden a lady gets out of her car and tells me to come to her car. I flip out thinking I'm being kidnapped. I take off and I run. I ran all the way back to the school without even stopping, ran into a crossing guard, crying my eyes out. Principal came out, called the cops. They took me to the police station to wait for my mom. While I was at the police station, they had me stare out the front window of the police station and look for the car that kidnapped me. It was a small town. Later that night, we were finally home, and a police officer comes to our door and says, hey, we need to take you guys somewhere. We get to this sports field, and we go up to this lady who happens to be the one who tried to kidnap me. Turns out she was a teacher at the school trying to let me know I was going home the wrong way because this was my first time walking home.
Story time. This is about my very first crush that I ever had. I was in 6th grade, and I liked this boy. So I bought him a box of hot tamales because I thought he was a hot tamale. He looked back at me, and this is what he says. Girl, I don't like you. I cried and then ate the hot tamale.
Story time with Aaliyah. So back when I was a junior, 2 years ago, something really embarrassing happened. And I don't get embarrassed very easily. It's like once in a blue moon, you feel me? So, before school, I felt really sick, right? So my boyfriend came and picked me up and was driving me to school and everything. Well, when I was getting out of his car, I thought I had to fart, right? So I farted and I shit my pants. So he's like, Aaliyah, what's wrong? Because I was obviously like really red in the face and I was just very uncomfortable. And I was like, nothing, I'm good, I'm fine, let's go to school. The whole way walking in, I had my backpack covering my butt, so it was just hanging way off my shoulder. I went into the bathroom. Thank God I was wearing a pad. So I just took the pad off and put a new one in. Everything was good. I was clean. So I went out and told my boyfriend, right? And he could not stop laughing. And he told everyone. Long story short, we're not together anymore.
Story time. I was in my first year of college, and my friends and I were obsessed with like going to restaurants for lunch instead of eating on campus, even though we paid for a meal plan because that makes sense. So one day before class, my friend was like, hey, we should go to Five Guys, burgers and fries. And I was like, oh yeah. And so we went to Five Guys, and I realized I wasn't gonna make it back in time for class. And I had this really, really big group project that we had to work on. I was so scared. I was texting my partner in my group, and he's just like, yo, the professor's so mad right now. Like, it's his dog's birthday, and he's mad. I'm like freaking out. And on the way back to campus, the stoplights literally stopped working. So I was even more late. And so my group partner was just like, yo, you gotta wish the dog happy birthday. The dog's name is Roxy. Just tell the dog happy birthday and you'll be fine. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. Like, that's fine. So I walk into the classroom, up to my professor, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, the stoplight stopped working, and like, and he was like totally chill. And then I go, oh, by the way, happy birthday to your dog, Roxy. How old is she? And my professor goes, I don't have a dog. And the entire class erupts in laughter. My partner played me. There was no dog.
Story time. When I was 6 years old, my mom finally let me go check the mail on my own, and I was so excited. In fact, I was so excited that I thought the next day when I was walking to school, I would check everyone's mail for them. But I had to get to school, so instead of bringing it to them, I put it in my backpack, and I figured I'll bring it to them after school, because why not, Why not? Yeah, one of the kids who had seen me do it called their parents because it was one at his house and told his mom that someone took the mail. And, well, the parents called the cops, and the cops came to my school. So I was called down to the office and told to bring my backpack. And remember, I'm 6, so I was like, okay. When I got there, there was police officers, and I started to get scared. After the police officers found out why I took the mail and everything that happened, they weren't mad, but they had explained to me that that was not okay. And I had to go door to door and return everybody's mail and apologize. End of story.
Let me see, hey,